final episode, and for this season, we're going to continue the upgrading while downsizing series of how we're going to be working on the camper, but we're not going to be doing any more trips for a while until maybe coming around April. If we do anything, we'll definitely let you know, but we're not planning on going on any trips. We're going to be concentrating on renovating the camper and getting things ready. But we wanted to share with you this one last episode where we went to the Old Salem Candle Tea. Now this year, because of the weather, that got canceled. We went over there to Old Salem and we got a few good shots of some buildings and things like that, but we were not able to experience the candle tea for this year. But luckily, we found some old footage from years past where we're going to share some of the candle tea with you. It's a wonderful tradition. For those of you that don't know about Old Salem is a small part of Winston-Salem that is frozen in time, and it is dates back to the 1700s. You'll go there and you'll see people dressed in the traditional colonial clothes. They still do things in the traditional colonial way. It's a historical society where they continue the traditions of things as it was back in the colonial times. You'll see horses and carriages there. What are some other things you should see there?
Horses and carriages, definitely some of the old buildings. There's still a bakery, things of that nature. It's just a really neat place to visit, so we'll show you some highlights from that in years past, and just ignore my pouting on the video because I was very bummed that we missed it. So stay tuned and take a look at it.
We had plans on coming here to the candle tea, which is an annual tradition for us. But because of the weather, things didn't work out very well because everything's closed. But we're going to walk around and get some pictures of the buildings and some of these places. These places are very, very old. This dates back to the 1700s. Many of these buildings do. George Washington came and stayed here in Old Salem for a while. This is one of the places that first had running water and is very well known for that.
Well, the Butner family was my grandmother's family on my dad's side. They lived here. This was their shop. They were potters primarily, but apparently this particular Butner was a hat maker, because that's what the sign says, that this was their home. And they lived here in Old Salem back when it was bustling in this hometown.
I have to say I am quite amazed at how the Moravian architecture has withstood the many years. These houses are older than our nation, and yet they're still standing.
That he was a manufacturer, and His employees lived here and his family. And then his business, I believe, was run off the ground floor, if I'm not mistaken.
So what was this called again?
The Below House. This is the Below House.
This is this big, huge mansion-like place?
Uh-huh.
House in Old Salem that's for sale.
Oh my. What a bed and breakfast this would make. This is where we would have been if we had been able to come to the candle tea. I'm so bummed. This is a big Christmas tradition that we won't get to realize this year. And it is so beautiful. And eventually I hope to get some footage of this for you guys. It's incredible. We're at the Old Salem Candle Tea. It's the 250th anniversary, I believe. If you look behind me, you'll hear the brass band playing some of the traditional Moravian Christmas songs.
You got some family history here too.
I do. My grandmother's family was the Butler family, and their home place is right up the street beside the bakery. They were potters.
A lot of these buildings have been around since the 1700s.
I'm gonna have to go to the flea market and look for these buildings.
The Candle Tea Tour starts in the Single Brothers house. There everyone joins together in singing some of the traditional Moravian Christmas songs to the tune of a wonderful pipe organ. Then the tour continues as you go down the stairs to the kitchen and dining area. There you observe the candle making process for the traditional Moravian love feast. Next, you are led into the kitchen, where everyone is given a nice cup of coffee and one of the famous Moravian sugar cakes. In this very kitchen is one of the first places in America that had running water. George Washington himself was so fascinated by this that he decided to stay a whole second day at the Salem Tavern. Next, you are led down into the cellar, where you will see what is known as a putz, a small recreation of old Salem back in the old days. The tour then concludes with the beautiful display of the Nativity. As you hear the Christmas story being read, various places are lit up on the Nativity to tell the story.
Well, the first season comes to a close, and we are excited to share with you next season. We've already got lots of plans already in the works. We're going to be going up north with some of our trips.
Shh, they don't know yet. The kids don't know.
We've got some exciting things planned, so please stay tuned for that. We're going to be going up north. One of the places we are going to be going is Natural Bridge in Virginia. We're going to be going to Ferrystone Park lots of places like that, and then we're going to keep going on up north. And when you see us the next time when we start doing the trips again, the camper is going to be our full-time home. So that's going to be a totally different experience than what we've had before. So please stay tuned, please subscribe, please like, please share this video so that people will know that we've got lots of good things planned in the future. So hope that you stay with us.
Merry Christmas, everybody.